hear what you're saying, but is coming down on yourself really what's needed? Bass, you've lived more in the last 2 years, done more than most people do in their entire lifetime. Taking a second to stop and look around is not the worst idea I've heard coming from you. Sid, letting your guard down is dangerous. Now, with everything going on, with what might be on the horizon once winter is over, the baby coming, that Kendra situation not settled yet on leaving the station. Do I go with her and start my new family, or stay back and protect the world from the U.S. government? Protect the world? Gonna have to add delusions of grandeur to your growing list of symptoms. You know what I mean, Sydney. There's a lot going on with a corrupt administration which is acting upon some agenda which isn't fully understood yet. As much as I despise it, and I do, Sid, I loathe it. I hate it. But I'm the ICE sheriff. People are looking to me for answers to lead this rebellion. No, not exactly the right word. Movement, maybe. Tomato. Bass, are you a public figure? Yes, undoubtedly. Have you stood up to murderers, drug dealers, corruption, impropriety? No. You did it before you got here, and you did it after, just on a larger scale. The only thing that changed between back then and now is you. And that I'm stuck here in an ice bucket on the ass end of the planet and surrounded by the absurd and strange and ridiculous things the world doesn't even believe in. And with all that, I'm expected to be some, I don't know, a leader? Aren't you that already? As a marshal? As a fighter? An instrument to help fight against the actions of our government? All right. Let's go with that for the moment here. An instrument for good and righteousness, apple pie and the flag. Making sure all those things don't get perverted. Is that honestly a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. But how am I supposed to be the one on the front line? I see what you mean. You need to be sharp, virile, full of energy. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, hey, before I forget, how's Kendra doing with the baby of yours? All right, I'll give you that one. I may not be as worn down as I believe. Maybe still some fight left in this old mud. But I'm no fresh-faced rookie anymore. My eyes are going, my hearing is questionable at best, my knees ache all the time. And I'm getting a bit doughy. I need to get to the gym more. Okay, yes, there isn't a single one of us that isn't immune to aging. As we get older, we need to work harder to stay fit, to eat right, probably cut down on the cigars that we love so much. That's the body. You're more the physical guy than I am, so I'll leave you the correct PT choice to you. I'm more of the brain guy, and I think it's a well-known fact you need more than a sharp eye or firm hand. You need a focused mind. You need to clearly be able to define what it is you're doing. Even more important than that is why. How many times have you fired your sidearm? And I'm not talking just while on duty. I'm talking training, qualifications, competitions, everything all together. I don't know. 20 years in the Marshals, somewhere around 5,000 a year to 100,000 my lifetime so far, give or take. 100,000 rounds? Wow. I bet your handgun needs serious maintenance throughout that process. Yeah, of course, ammo is dirty. The last thing you want is a weapon to malfunction in the field, recipe for disaster. You gotta clean it, you gotta fix the sights and recalibrate the weapon, the instrument. Hey, there's an idea. Wonder if we can apply that same logic to other things like, I don't know, maybe calibration of yourself to fully accept why you want to do this or need to do this if that's the case. Isn't that what all this, me seeing you once a month is supposed to be for? Well, this is more of an overall mental wellness check. Think of it like seeing your general practitioner for your reoccurring exam, right? You're given the general going over, kick the tires, make sure the fluids are topped off. But even they have to refer patients to other experts who specialize in different fields. I am a psychiatrist, yes, but if I saw a patient who had, let's say, serious chemical dependencies and was suffering, well, I'd have to refer them to an addiction specialist. Doesn't mean they have to stop seeing me, they just need a little extra help for coping with that specific item. So, what is a specialist called who deals with an old grizzled marshal who lost his path and needs to get centered to find out how to get back onto the correct road ahead? His name is James. James? A guy named... Wait, you don't... Oh, Sydney, come on. I am 100% serious, Bass. James works in mechanical James. James Bright Sky? That's the specialist. He's an indigenous person from the U.S., Osage Nation, if I remember correctly. Sydney, what exactly are you telling me here? Bass, the Western culture doesn't have the market cornered on therapeutic ways. The Buddhist monks in Nepal have a practice called Tonglen, where they meditate by seeing themselves taking in others' pain and breathing out compassion to replace it. In Peru, the Corradero perform a spiritual cleaning by using herbs like basil, raw eggs, or smoke to draw out negative energies. In Africa, the Zulu Sangoma have a ritual where they commune with their ancestors. I can rattle off a dozen more. Sydney, you know me. I don't have faith in the religion I was raised in. And I don't begrudge anybody else what they may believe, but come on. I am way more see it with my own eyes and hold it in my hands kind of fella. Yet, you readily accept everything that is down here. How did you phrase it just a bit ago? Oh, there it is. Thank you. You're surrounded by the absurd, strange, and ridiculous things the world doesn't even believe in, which I had to remind you of after hearing you think it. I would feel stupid doing whatever a sage do. Plus, the last thing I want to do is offend anybody or insult or belittle their religion or customs. James is good people. He likes you. Plus, he's a nice older gent. Just hear him out, and the worst thing that will happen is he talks your ear off. No worse than Keenan. I'll think about it, okay? All I can ask. How are you dealing with the upcoming fatherhood? Nervous, as you can imagine. I haven't been sleeping much. And with the window closing as of tomorrow morning, I'm going to update and download this month's findings back to Beauregard Lowing for enhanced analysis.
Are you sure that's necessary? I doubt there's anything applied applications or the physics department will be able to discern we haven't already identified.
Be that as it may, and I must admit to having my own doubts on their ability, nevertheless, it is simply matter of procedure.
How about the appearance probabilities and appearance of Event 5?
It is way too early to begin assembling any metrics. My hope is that the data collected now can cross-run against the previous two events will show some commonalities. Enough where an algorithm can be introduced to narrow and refine the exit aperture 9 months from now. Agent Fowler, progress on the mutation of the computer malware program inserted?
It should be well entrenched by now. Initial projections showed establishing a subtle presence for the first 30 days. During the second month, embedded backup and safeguard files would be hidden in the event any particular aspect of the program was discovered. By now, it should be running penetration testing and looking for any weaknesses in the main operating systems.
So then the program will be in place and fully ready to initiate...
30 days before she reappears back on the ice. We can take full control of the station and the AI when we return.
We're working on specialized emitters. Based on the data we're able to recall from Kylie Minogue's readouts, it should project or emit. Is it emit or project? Let's go with emit, Doctor. Emit, very good indeed. Emit a lattice of rotating gravitational fields, a Kern metric or a quasi-Kern rotating mass source, let's say, was it quarter pounder or the Big Mac first? Where was I?
Get out of the feeble forest, Grandad!
Force, right. Using fluctuating positive and negative hypercharged electrical, nonlinear electromagnetic fields and gravitational shearing, mind you, from a past anomaly, say event 2 or Tesla tech gone sideways, creates a field interaction node. This node stabilizes it. A bubble of space-time prevents local metric expansion while still allowing curvature from gravity to affect the exterior normally. No, it was the Big Mac, then the Filet-O-Fish.
Somebody, please.
We create a bubble where the station does not move, but the universe, the reality they're stuck in, continues and deposits them here, in our reality.
All right, and this will keep that bloody station here, on the ice with us?
Most assuredly. Pickles, onions, sesame? No, that's the wrong one.
I'd really like to go back to the part where an armed commando team is going to take the station by force? Isn't that a bit, extreme?
Dr. Lorenz, I am not in favor of an iron-fisted approach. I do not prefer the casual brutality of such blunt trauma being deployed in any endeavor. However, do I need to remind you that we are not the only group in pursuit of this station?
Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarvish thief?
So now I become Macbeth, Dr. Lorenz? A thief wearing the king's skin? What we are doing here to secure our future and the bard's telling of a Scottish play are not synonymous.
Can we please come up with potential alternatives to a hostile course of action? We're academics, not Nordic barbarian ransackers.
If we all signed up for a specific mission and for a specific outcome, Doctor, are you not committed to that goal?
I am. But there was nothing that said we had to resort to base, emotionless methods to achieve that end result.
I know Thick Shakes was in there somewhere, not the ones that bring the boys back to the yard. That was 20 years later. Oh, that killers made me need more blood pressure, man.
What am I hearing about funding being affected?
As I am no longer burdened with the responsibility of station manager, I cannot say precisely. However, from what I've observed, funding from the back office services at the station will be impacted. But rest assured, as there should be no direct impacts to Project Atlas, our funding comes direct from Beauregard Lowing, rather than the taxpayers.
What about the indirect impacts? Obtaining supplies, replacement parts, or general administrative needs?
I trust no matter the reductions made out there, in here we will continue to conduct our research and make all necessary preparations to secure Roberta Bondar Station, and then further refine.
I knew it would come back to me. 2 old beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Tricky little double dot jitty there.
Wonderful. With that, you may all go now.
Mr. Bright Sky? Yeah, Mr. Bright Sky.
Marshall, what brings you all the way down here to my humble shop? Need something fixed?
Actually, that's not too far off. I was talking to Dr. Bremer. Man, I feel foolish for asking this.
Well, why don't you just ask? And let me decide if it's a foolish question myself.
Lately, with everything happening so damn fast, I have doubts.
About coming here? Or about you?
Yes. Both, I guess.
Well, it sounds like a real bummer, man. Is there something I can do to help? Happy to if I'm able.
Sydney, Dr. Bremer, reminded me that there are other forms, other ways to try to bring
focus to your life.
You mean like Dianetics? Well, I'm not a Scientologist, Marshal.
No, not that, man. I feel so insulting even asking. Wait a second. You already knew exactly why. What did Sid call ahead?
Yeah, he did. He called down here a few hours ago.
Damn it.
Said he knew you'd feel like you were chasing his terror type and be all uncomfortable. You were. Hey, man, Zeke was right. Making you squirm is fun.
Well, I'm glad I can continue to be a source of amusement for all you down here in the station, Chief.
Oh, don't get the wrong idea. I'm sorry, Marshal. Look, this is my first winter over, and the others told me you had to find your amusement any way you can. Look, I'll tell you what I told Dr. Bremer. I would love to help you out, but what he described and what you really need is a visit to a sweat lodge. My people do have that tradition, but it's just not possible down here. Everything has to be built and laid out exactly correct. All the materials, the rocks, mud, and wood are all sanctified in rituals. Well, the rocks used to heat the hut are also very special and are blessed. Obviously, I know all the steps and how to do it, but the fact is we just don't have any of that stuff down here.
I understand, Mr. Bright Sky. I guess it just wasn't in the stars for us.
Wait a minute. You just said something. There may be... Back in the 90s, my sister, Triana, worked at this new age crystal healing booth. She ran a small kiosk at a mall in Bartlesville at Silver Lake. She'd sell all that 90s stuff, the crystals, the different rocks, oils, beads, dream pictures, all the basic tourist stuff, you know. She even had a side hustle where she would schedule private appointments to eat so-called spirit journey. I mean, it was all horseshit and just theater playing up to some dumb colonist.
We're good.
Now, Tirana had no training or knew any of the stories from our elders, our traditions, or how anything worked other than operating a disc man. But damned if some of those people weren't convinced they were going through something.
Okay, I'm curious. Did she tell you what she was doing or what her process was?
Yeah, that's the wacky thing. The girl put her own little flair on it, but most of what she was doing was actually rooted in our traditions. Damn, I hated how lucky she got sometimes. Little butt face. Wait, you're not actually...
At this point, Mr. Bright Sky, I'm going to try it.
See. Let me go talk with Patrick. I'll need some specific plants that he has.
Okay, let's just make sure we're clear here. I'm above.
No. No, don't worry, man. The good stuff, it's not for you. It's for me.
Okay.
No, she used some flowers from our back garden, burning them over a small patch of ripped up carpet that the family dog loved to piss on. Caused more smoke, man. Stunk like hell. She would burn it in a large stone bowl near the goober she was hustling. Amenia, lavender, mugwort, the innocent stuff like that.
Fine. Let's just skip anything with urination, though.
Hey, I don't go in for none of that firefighter Fred stuff myself. It's not my jam. I'll see if I can figure out something less,
disgusting.
I was gonna say freaky pervy, but consenting adults and all that? Yeah. Can you give me 2 hours? I'll make a quick call to Buttface and make sure I remember everything right. Get some stuff, and I'll meet you in the Jamesway Hut 7.
Yeah, okay. I'll see you at 1700 over at... Wait. I thought Jamesway Hut 7 was off limits.
Oh, yeah. 100% it is. All that's in there is a lot of old unneeded furniture and equipment shoved in there until it can be carted away back to the mainland. It had its windows blown out more than a few times. Something about the angle that was set up with the wind direction bouncing off the station wasn't correct. Also, it doesn't help that it's supposed to be haunted as fuck, man.
Haunted? One of the summer huts. Haunted by who?
Hey, no clue. I just figured it was some of the old-timers down here hazing the new guy on his first winter. Like those scary tales you all tell at midwinters, right? Don't worry. The spirits you will be seeing is a guide. The spirit is what you want to see. Any Caroline, poltergeist, or Beetlejuice things, I doubt it's in there.
This just keeps getting better and better. James, is there anything I need to prepare?
Oh, absolutely. Make sure you use the bathroom between now and when you leave the station for Hut 7. Trust me on that one. Grab a diesel heater from Keenan and a tank of fuel. Also make sure you have warm boxers on.
Sorry, what?
Or briefs, boxer briefs, whatever you normally go sporting. During this ritual, you're supposed to be in nothing but a towel wrapped around you, but this native ain't gonna have you go elect native. That's how story gets started down here, you know? See you around 5 p.m. And don't be late, Marshal. Talk about my fee later.
James, it smells bad enough as it is right now. You seriously want to light that on top of a curtain one of the bumbles peed on? I mean, you shouldn't even be touching that, man. No wonder this place is said to be haunted.
Bumbles? Huh. Yeah, Zeke says we have to keep using the term ice feet. Says he's bringing it back. Also, yes, my sister said that dog piss is one of the key factors in how this should work. Sorry, but something with the ammonia in it and the flowers burning, I think. And ice feet piss notwithstanding, this place has like a serious bad juju in it. Even the hairs on the back of my balls are standing up.
Visual. All right, temp gauge is 74. Let's do this. Walk me through this again while I strip down.
I'm going to light everything in the bowl. You lie down holding the crystal in your left hand and the CD of Enya in your right. I'll say some words, move the bowl around you, and then set at the table by your head.
Why Enya, exactly?
Dude, are you kidding? Enya was huge in the 1990s. She was the face of the New Age movement. Plus, she's Celtic, and just like my people, her people are close with the land, in tune.
Okay, you light the stuff that smells like Missouri. You say the words, you set the bowl by my head. I'm holding the crystal and the CD. Then what?
Oh, right, the most important thing.
Write down the question you have, so I burn that in the bowl too. Then you close your eyes, and you just focus your mind on the music, repeating the question over and over in your head. After that, it's never supposed to be the same thing. People see themselves standing in a forest, sometimes the beach. My sister said one guy was in a Dairy Queen. But all of them said they saw an animal who gave them guidance or advice. Look for that, Bess. And while I'm looking for the animal guide spirit, you'll be doing what?
Going on my own journey. Thank you, Patrick. You ready?
No, but let's do this.
Okay. Oh, a disclaimer.
This isn't a true Osage Nation ritual, all right? It's some new age thing Buttface came up with on her own.
Why it works, no idea.
But don't ever confuse this with the other thing. That is very serious. That is ours. And don't be trying none of our practices without somebody who knows what they're doing.
Or at minimum, a jank-ass little sister butt-faced kiosk worker.
Okay, let's kick it.
Oh, great cosmic blanket of universal knowing, wrap this one in your organic cotton embrace.
James, you seriously gonna do it like that?
Hey, Buttface says you gotta sell it. She called it pageantry. Plus, you already paid me, and she said that's a sacred bond. So you're getting the full package.
Proceed.
Get back into character, man. Oh, great cosmic blanket of universal knowing, wrap this one in your organic cotton embrace. Let his mind drift like patchouli smoke through the yurt of time.
Holy crap, is this beyond offensive?
To New Agers, maybe. To my people, this is hilarious. You colonizers will believe anything. Now, zip it. Beneath him, Earth Mother's beanbag. Above him, Sky Father's lava lamp. As he breathes in the sage of understanding and exhales the gluten of ego, let his third eye open like a garage door during a full moon drum circle. He is your traveler. I am the guide. We now call to his spirit animal, O wandering guide of spiritual codependence. Reveal thyself in the form of a badger, flamingo, or mid-size SUV. We are ready. We are grounded. I am slightly high on chamomile and intention. Oh, or like namaste.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Bright Sky, but this is stupid and culturally insensitive to somebody. I'm still confused as to who exactly. I'm getting up because my mandibles are starting to turtle. Head rush. God, I'm too fast. Mr. Bright Sky, you still... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why am I now in a high school hallway? My high school hallway. In my boxers. God, I haven't had this nightmare in decades.
Once again, young Marlowe, I see you have not been giving due attention to your future ambitions. Mapped out the proper course for yourself. Thankfully, my office hours don't conflict with your chem lab final you need to ace to get into the University of Kansas.
You gotta be kidding me. Mr. Sporkin, Ken Sporkin, my high school guidance counselor. You're my spirit animal.
Hey, Bass. Young Mr. Marlowe. U.S. Marshal now, huh? Good for you. Woo! You found me. And that's good. A lot of people don't make it this far. Usually bail out once the shivering starts or the snow starts whispering racial slurs.
Not a wolf, not an eagle, not even something cool like a snake. Just you. You are my spirit animal.
Technically, I'm not an animal. I'm just your animal. It's different. Symbolism's not always sexy, buddy. Sometimes your guide is a damp man in orthopedic shoes who once told you to join the AV club to work on your communication skills.
Yeah, I was literally chased out of the AV club, if you remember.
And yet here you are, leading people, running a federal district, about to be a dad. Huh. Looks like all that trauma turned into some transferable skills. Good on you, kid.
Okay, Bess. Let's take the center yourself. You're on the South Pole. You're in a haunted James Way hut, peed on by ice feet.
Bumbles.
You just underwent a New Age crystal healing ritual created by a teenage girl 30 years ago, and you're laying on a cot in your boxers holding a CD of Enya, talking with my spirit animal, who is my high school guidance counselor.
Oh, man. You have my utmost apologies, young Mr. Marlowe. You absolutely sound centered. Now, we only got about 10 minutes before the end of period, and unfortunately I have to head over to Lacey Morgan, who needs help with her second failed marriage. But you need direction, young man. I know life, like high school, can be very stressful. There's a lot going on here at home, internally, but you have to ensure you keep focused on the goal.
I can't do this, Mr. Sporkin. I've got a station full of people about to walk off the map. My own government who wants to crush us. And now, Kendra's pregnant with my kid. And I'm supposed to hold the line against the president, against time, against reality?
I know, right? Massive suck. Oh, yeah, and just call me Ken, okay? You're a grown-ass man now, and I've actually been dead for 15 years. Also, I'm a spirit guide. Kind of like a high school counselor, but better hours, better dental, better honeys.
Very helpful, Ken.
I mean it, man. It is big. But you know what they say in the spirit world, right?
I don't know, that time is an illusion and ego is a construct.
Whoa! That's good. Can I use that?
Go right ahead.
Thanks, man. Good looking out. Now, where was I going with that old wise saying? Don't go shoving your whole face in the soup when a spoon'll do.
What the hell does that even mean?
Well, it means quit trying to solve all of your problems at once. You got one spoon, one day, one breath. That's your job. Spoonful at a time, young man. Let the soup cool or the soup burns you. And then your inner child dies. And again, not fun. A lot of paperwork.
Ken, I don't know if I'm strong enough.
All right, now that doesn't sound like the Bass I remember. The guy who once beat the shit out of the 2 football goons for picking on a young kid with learning disabilities. Now that Bass, he had massive balls. His head was screwed on straight. It wasn't about strength. It was about virtue. What was right? You had the heart of a warrior. Find that. Oh, and strength. Strength's overrated. The ice doesn't care about being strong. The ice lacks stubborn. It respects still here. You're not meant to be unbreakable, Bass. You're meant to be rebuildable. But seriously, you gotta back off that cologne already. Once you're over 40, it's just sad, honestly.
And the ice?
Oh, the ice. Buddy, the ice is older than memory and meaner than your worst boss. It doesn't hate you. It just cares about the big picture. That's the trick. Survive anyway.
I thought spirit guides were supposed to be, I don't know, wiser.
Well, I've got a laminated mindfulness worksheet back at my spirit office that says otherwise. And hey, at least I didn't show up as your PE teacher. That guy was a war criminal in tube stocks. Look now, you got people counting on you, Bass. You don't have to fix everything. Just don't run. Don't quit. Show up. Spoon the soup. Hug the lady. Raise the kid. Live young, old Marlowe. Live already.
You always did smell like mildew and regret, Ken.
And yet, here I am, your soggy-ass spirit guide. Just remember, it's not a failure. It's only a growth detour. Oh, and don't trust the owl if it speaks Latin. That guy's a total prick.
August 25th, 2023, U.S. Marshal Bass Marlowe. Okay, that may have happened, but I have more questions now than answers. I went on a mall spiritual journey with an indigenous person whose sister had questionable moral ethics at best. I inhaled, some of the foulest smelling stuff I've ever smelled in my life, and I've been around 2-week-old dead bodies sitting in a lot of cars in Atlanta during the heat in July. That was pine tree air freshener compared to what burning ice feet urine and whatever potpourri scent was in the herbs Mr. Brightsky collected. When I came to, he was still there, high as a kite with Patrick's cousin Jimmy's product, which cost me $300 to cover. I also had to pose with Brightsky for a selfie. It seems that the ice sheriff is something of a celebrity to his people back home. They love Thunderheart. It's only been a bit over an hour, and I'm still, I guess digesting isn't the right word, as the smell is living rent-free in my nostrils right now. I mean, I'd eat for a week. Mr. Sporkin, spirit of Ken Sporkin, or the ice, I don't know which is correct, did say something that rang true, though. I'm trying to tackle too much at once. I'm not taking things one at a time, which I guess actually is an option. Just not one I considered previously. I can be a dad, U.S. Marshal, a station leader, a husband, partner to Kendra, and keep everybody safe all at the same time, but not all at the same day. It isn't necessary to tackle everything all at once. I can address them as they come, one by one. I'm currently sitting in the back room of the barn. The others are inside the main center, and we're awaiting Mr. Kelly and Zeke, who arranged to have the microcassette recorder fixed, which would be allowing us to hear what is on the tape found in the map's frame. It's about 3 months before summer arrives, before the station becomes accessible once again, and we will need to start worrying about what actions the government may take against us, directly or otherwise. Kendra and I are having our long-awaited talk tomorrow about what to do with the baby's arrival and her having to go back to the U.S. To put it better, how do I join her as quickly as I can? For the moment, I'm going to have her set up in Chuck and Janet's house in Honolulu. It was willed to me, and I have a service going in once a week to check everything out and keep it maintained. Ultimately, I truly want to move back to Emporia. But somehow I don't think that's gonna...
Sweetheart, they're here.
All right, gentlemen. Now is the big moment. Are we good? Mechanical and electrical went above and beyond for this one. Runs like she was brand new, man. We didn't give them the tape we had for safety reasons, just left the one that was in there so they could test. Now, where is the eject button on this?
Well, she'll always make you squirm. She's a storm you love to chase and watch get wetter. Well, she'll take you to her place, and she settles on your face. Yeah, she's a screamer. She's so misty. She's so misty. Munching on that sweet humid misty. And that misty tastes fine.
Call me overly optimistic if you like, but I honestly think his voice is improving. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to try and unhear that. Okay, new tape in. Let me rewind. And here we go.
They told me to keep it safe. From everyone. That's what Toxik said. Not the government, not the world. Everyone. Massive ice tower ahead. A spire like a twisted cathedral organ, blowing thin trails of steam. Hidden in its side, a narrow opening. This is incredible. It's like something out of a dream or storybook. The cave walls glow pale blue, backlit by ambient steam and refracted light. Stalactites of ice dangle like fangs. The space is calm, quiet, like a mausoleum or tomb. Like my tomb. I'm sorry, Steven. I could save the rest of it. Just this. Just a journal.
Oh my god, he doesn't know.
That poor egg never stood a chance. But it was the last one off that cursed tug. Look at the fire, took the rest of the crew. Eggheads, even Toxik, his boss. The sap was carrying ghosts that hadn't died.
This place remembers everything. Let it remember him. Let it remember them all. The ice. All around me. Vibrating. Resonating. Tesla?
Well, I think it's best we listen to the rest of this tape later on to make sure there's nothing else on it, but that kind of sounded to me like the end. God rest his soul.
Damn. Dude's bros all thought he drifted off to sea or went to the bottom of the sound, and then this dude over here thought all of his buddies died in a bonfire. That's dicked up.
I think it goes out saying there is no longer any doubt. Tesla's journal is sitting somewhere in Mount Erebus. We just need to figure out where.
What about the final rescue person who was with Gable? I mean, she should be able to help us at least narrow down the search area.
Oh, that is assuming she and Gable weren't taken out in an exchange of gunfire, we'd heard. I have notices to Gable in place to let him know I want to talk. Not that I don't think he wouldn't get in contact to let me know he's safe, but until we hear back, I think we have to assume the worst. All right, so we have the map from True Blood.
Oh, we have the tape now from Westcott. We know based on the point where the Polar Stern's log said they dropped anchor while they battled the fire, they were in Erebus Bay between Tent Island and Big Razorback Island.
It's a good place to start, but that is still 5 nautical miles to shore. There are lots of places his rescue boat... Oh my God, I am so stupid. It was right here all along.
Yeah, I can't argue with that one, Lawman, but what does your lack of brain cells have to do with this?
Thanks, Zeke. Mr. Kelly, in the reports on this incident, what was the final assumption about Westcott?
That he drowned and froze, lost at sea.
Was his lifeboat ever discovered?
No, it wasn't.
By this tape, we know Westcott made it to the shore. He had to be on a lifeboat because swimming in that water that far and that cold, he would have never made it. All lifeboats have GPS trackers on them. It must have been damaged in the fire or during the Southern Lights magnetic storm.
If the boat was never reported found, then it's still sitting along the shoreline somewhere. Oh, we find it and we'd have our starting point to find the journal.
Hi, Brian Bradley here, creator of 90 Degrees South. We made a promise from day one. No ads. No awkward breaks for mattresses, meal kits, or magic racers, just story. Start to finish. That choice lets us keep you fully immersed in a world of 90 Degrees South, but it's not without cost. Producing a show like this takes time, gear, coffee, and a lot more coffee. If you love what we're doing and want to help us keep doing it ad-free, consider joining our Patreon. We're here because of you, and with your help, we'll stay right here, edge of the world, commercial-free, ready to entertain. You can find our Patreon page at patreon.com. Search for 90 Degrees South. To close, as we always do, we do want to thank our Patreons who joined at the end credits tier.
Nick Wolf, Monica David, Thomas Reisky,
Rob Burrell,
Boucher Brothers,
Sledhammer, Dana Olson, Eyes of a Tragedy, James Buck, Josu Quinton,
Jesse Schiemenauer,
Aaron Kulikin Dickman,
and L. Link. Thank you for your sponsorship. It helps and supports us in so many ways.
This has been 90 Degrees South. On behalf of the cast and crew, I'd like to thank you for listening. If you liked the episode and are enjoying the series, please remember to give us a like, a share, a tweet, send a raven, or review on iTunes, Audioboom, or your favorite podcast site. It helps us to get the word out and keeps the cold at bay. Until next time.
This has been a BMB production.